A salaryman doesn't fit the atmosphere of a share house, right? Get out, quickly, Mr. Serious.
Since it's you, Yuta, maybe it's okay to say. Actually, it started a little before you moved in. Personal items have started disappearing. Since this is a mixed-gender share house, we have various rules.
I received the key from the manager, Mahiru Nikai, and was listening to her explanation of the rules.
First, the floors are separated by gender. Visiting the opposite sex's floor after 10 p.m. is prohibited. The common areas are free to use, but please be aware that there are security cameras to prevent trouble. Not necessarily because of that, but being in your underwear in common areas is prohibited.
That makes sense.
As for garbage disposal... And that concludes the explanation. Whoops, it's almost 5 o'clock. My work as manager ends at 5, but since I live here, please feel free to tell me if there's any trouble.
Simultaneously with those words, lively footsteps came from the stairs, and the residents gathered. 1 woman and 2 men. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuta Shinohara, 24 years old. I'm moving in today. I work in sales for an IT equipment manufacturer, so I know a lot about gadgets. If you need anything, just ask. I look forward to living with you. The calm atmosphere from moments ago completely changed, and the room suddenly brightened. Mahiru's strict tone from earlier had also softened.
Today is a welcome party for Yuta. Everyone, I baked a cake.
Yay!
I'm Akari Saotome, 22. Call me Akari. I'm a cafe clerk and an accessory maker. If there's something you want me to make, feel free to ask. I've even made props for Ryo before.
Following Akari's glance, I saw a breathtakingly beautiful young man. I'm Ryo Kuroe, a 23-year-old theater actor. If you want to open the door to a new world, let me know. A new world? What is this move? You're blinking a lot. Are you nervous? You're cute. Are you from that world?
Ryo is just already getting into character because his next play is BL.
Hey, don't tease the newcomer. I introduced myself earlier, but once again, I'm Mahiru Nikai. I'm the manager, and my hobby is baking.
Mahiru, I thought this earlier, but your tone...
I'm off the clock now. We're the same age, so you can just call me Mahiru.
After saying that, Mahiru urged the last person to introduce themselves. Shinya Takeda, 26, part-timer. The oldest resident in the share house, Shinya, responded with few words, looking somewhat grumpy. I, a salaryman, was a bit out of place in the share house, but basically everyone was nice, and things started off well. Or so I thought, until I ran into Shinya at the entrance when I came home late from overtime. Good work today. Are you done for the day? I'm going to work now. Late night shift at the convenience store. I'm sorry. Don't apologize for everything. It's annoying. A salaryman doesn't fit the atmosphere of a share house, right? Get out, quickly, Mr. Serious. I never expected to be told something like that. Was he just in a bad mood? As I stood there bewildered, Mahiru appeared in the hallway wearing an apron.
Hey, why would you say such a thing?
Reprimanded, Shinya just muttered a short sorry and hurriedly left.
Don't worry about it. Shinya is just a little clumsy socially, but if anything happens, let me know.
Mahiru smiled a bit quietly, then laughed like the sun. Seeing her like that, my awkward feelings were instantly blown away.
But Yuta, you came home at a good time. The cookies just finished baking. You'll eat with us, right? I'll go get Akari, so can you go get Ryo, Yuta?
Understood. For about half a month after that, I enjoyed life in the share house without incident. However, for some reason, Shinya seemed to hate me, and he wouldn't even greet me when we met.
Shinya. He's not good with words, but he's a good person. He cleans very carefully.
Shinya, huh? He's not an aggressive person. Oh, you can call me Ryo. I asked Akari and Ryo, but got no real leads. Well, what should I do? I moved into the share house hurriedly due to a sudden transfer, but I really want to get along with everyone. Then, past 2 a.m. one night, I had stayed up all night making documents and came down to the common area because I was thirsty. Huh? The lights are on. I wondered who would be up at this hour, and the moment I entered, a quiet voice came from the back of the kitchen.
Oh, Yuta?
Mahiru, you're still awake?
Yeah, there's just something bothering me. Since it's you, Yuta, maybe it's okay to say. Actually, it started a little before you moved in. Personal items have started disappearing.
Personal items?
For example, Akari's mug or my whisk.
Do you mean it's not an accident, but someone's doing it?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be struggling.
Didn't you say there are security cameras?
Ah, those. We can't see the footage unless we ask the management company. So, unless it's a major incident, they're useless. There's almost no actual harm, so it might just be a misunderstanding. Besides, the back of the kitchen is a blind spot, right?
The place she pointed to certainly didn't seem to be covered by the camera.
So, even if someone secretly takes something, it won't be recorded. Ah, keep this a secret from everyone, okay?
So that's why you're up until this hour.
Yeah, I was keeping watch to see if anyone was acting suspiciously. I'm not doubting anyone specifically, but as the manager, I feel I have to deal with it if something is happening.
But it might be tough keeping watch all this time at night.
Well, but I don't want to make the residents anxious, and I want to avoid unnecessary conflict. So Yuta, please don't worry too much about it, okay?
Thank you for looking out for us, but everyone has a regular lifestyle, so we don't know if the culprit acts in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're right.
Mahiru forced a smile. Perhaps she was acting knowing that as well.
Well then, Yuta, good night.
Yes, good night. Mahiru went back to her room. Until I drank some water and turned off the lights, no one passed by. A few days later, I heard an alarm and went to get my laundry. While stretching lightly, the laundry door was open. Thinking someone was in there, I peeked in and saw Akari crouching in front of the dryer, sorting through something. Ah, Akari, sorry. I'll come back later. It's awkward to see a woman's laundry, so as a matter of manners, I tried to leave immediately.
Why are you leaving?
Well, because, you know.
Oh, this? It's just a piece of cloth. Since we're living together with men and women, you have to get used to it quickly, Yuta.
To my surprise, Akari calmly waved the underwear she was holding. No, well, it is cloth, but no. At least have some sense of shame. Why am I the one embarrassed while she's showing it off? It doesn't make sense. By the way, I heard from Mahiru that your mug is missing, right? While struggling with where to look, I gave up since she was okay with it and ended up staying.
Yeah, apparently so.
Apparently so. Doesn't it bother you?
Maybe someone broke it and hid it. I have others, and it wasn't that big of a favorite anyway.
Her voice lacked any seriousness. She really didn't seem to care. Indeed, as she says, there's plenty of possibility it wasn't stolen. From Mahiru's tone, it seemed too early to decide it was a crime. However, assuming it was stolen, the culprit might be among us. No, let's stop. If women's items are missing, is the culprit one of the men? Thinking that far, I hurriedly shook my head.
If my underwear went missing, I might think about it a little, though.
No, in that case, let's think about it a lot, not just a little. Smiling wryly, I pulled my laundry out of the dryer. Shirts, socks, boxers. Huh? One is missing. One shirt was missing.
Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. I forced a smile instantly, but my chest tightened. Mahiru's whisk, Akari's mug, and my shirt? When I suddenly looked up from the dryer, The red light of the security camera was blinking in the corner of the ceiling. In a place being filmed this obviously? No, I was half asleep when I did the laundry, so maybe I forgot to put it in. While trying to believe that, the thought that the culprit might not necessarily be a man wouldn't leave my head. Do you have a moment? I have something I want to consult you about. That night, while everyone was relaxing in the living room, I spoke up a bit formally. Actually, it seems one of my laundry items has gone missing. I checked after returning to my room, but I hadn't forgotten to put it in. At my words, everyone turned their faces toward me in surprise. It's not necessarily a crime yet, but has anyone seen it drop somewhere?
I see. So that's why you were acting weird in the laundry room during the day.
You're imagining things. Who would rummage through your underwear? I counted the total number just in case, and one is definitely missing. That's creepy, but with things continuing like this, maybe we can't call it a coincidence anymore. If it's not a coincidence, what is it? Are you saying there's a thief among us?
Okay, everyone calm down. For now, I'll hear you to out in my room.
I'm sorry for intruding on your room so late.
No, it's fine.
Mahiru smiled gently and welcomed me into her room.
So, what went missing? Underwear?
Yes, a shirt.
I see. I'm glad you consulted me. I'm happy.
Until now, women's belongings were disappearing, so in that sense, mine is an anomaly, right?
Right, but it's not like many things are missing, so I can't say for sure.
I thought it might be my imagination.
If you convince yourself it's just your imagination, stress will just build up, right? So it's okay to be honest.
Thank you. Then, assuming there is a culprit, what reason do you think the culprit has for stealing?
That's difficult. If it's not an obsession with the individual, maybe harassment?
Harassment? Thinking about that, one resident's face comes to mind.
I'll warn him too. So could you overlook it this time?
Mahiru's phrasing also seemed to point to a specific person. What comes to mind is his attitude toward me until now, and the words he said earlier. Who would rummage through your underwear? Why did he know it was underwear? Yes, I'll leave everything to you, Mahiru.
Thank you. Leave it to me. Consult me again if anything happens.
Mahiru nodded strongly. I bowed slightly at a reliable reply and returned to my room before 10 p.m. I've come. After returning to my room, I organized the situation in my own way and narrowed down the person most likely to be the culprit. However, I don't have proof. So, to get that proof, I walked through the silent hallway at night and quietly knocked the door of the target room. Hey, give me your hand. And the next night, I was helping Ryo practice for his play in the living room. Why? Your hands get cold easily. I'll warm them in my pocket. I wondered what kind of practice I was being made to do as I read the script. When I said he should ask Akari or someone for a romance play, he told me this is correct because it's a BL play. We must have been doing that for about an hour. Shinya came into the living room. People are about to go to work and you guys are chilling. Full-time employees have it nice. In that case, why don't you get a day job too, Shinya? Huh? What's with that tone? Wait, Shinya? Then suddenly, he grabbed me by my collar. The script I was holding for Ryo fell to the floor with a thud, but ignoring it, Ryo started to panic. Ryo, you stay quiet. This is between me and him. No, even if you say that. You're an aspiring actor living on part-time jobs, so you're my comrade. But this guy is different. He's a full-time employee acting all high and mighty during the day, yet he nonchalantly entered the share house. Why are you even here? Rent? Just for fun? I was transferred suddenly, so I just looked for a place that was open in a hurry and found this. Sorry, Ryo. Can you go get Mahiru for a second? Okay. Hey, absolutely no violence, okay? Ryo said that and ran up the stairs.
Eh, what? What's wrong?
and after a short while, Mahiru came down from upstairs. Without flinching at all at the two men on the verge of a fight, Mahiru stepped between us.
What happened? Tell me.
It's nothing.
It's not nothing, is it? Rio came rushing in a panic and surprised me.
Shinya looked uncomfortable. After hesitating for a moment, he spilled the words like a mutter. I was jealous. There are many people with circumstances like us in the share house, but for someone with a stable status like a full-time employee to come in, you get a fixed salary every month and fixed days off. Seeing you live a carefree, stable life, Many different types of people live in a share house. There are some full-time employees, but from the perspective of someone with an unstable profession, it might look enviable. But that's the same from a full-time employee's perspective. It's not like I'm chasing a dream or anything. After all, I'm just aimless and didn't really job hunt properly. It's just my misplaced anger. My bad for having such a harsh attitude. A complete change from his attitude until now. He reflected and bowed his head honestly, unprompted by anyone. Ignoring Ryo and Mahiru blinking in surprise, I gently placed my hand on his shoulder. I apologize for my lack of consideration too. But since you get along normally with everyone else, it was a little, actually quite lonely that it was just me. I want to talk more about various things with you too, Shinya. So, is it okay if I talk to you more from now on? Oh, I want to have a game party in your room too. There are many nostalgic games in Shinya's room that he must have bought a long time ago. Being 2 years younger, I'm almost the same generation as him. I'm sure we'll get along. That sounds good. Then let's do it on Friday or Saturday, when I don't have a night shift. Thanks, Yuta. Oops, crap, it's time. I'm going. Sorry for worrying you guys. Saying that, Shinya hurriedly left for his night shift. Everyone, I'm sorry for causing a disturbance.
I don't really understand, but basically, you two became friends, so we're good?
That's what it means. I never expected Shinya to apologize so honestly. Well, it's a good thing though. True, it might have been more like Shinya to grumble a bit more, but, well, all's well that ends well. Mahiru, I made you worry until now too, didn't I? But it's okay now. I'm sorry for causing you trouble until now.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It wasn't a bother at all, and if anything happens again, please consult me anytime.
As expected of Mahiru, she always gives me a reliable answer. She's a model manager. Thus, we return to our respective rooms, each holding our own thoughts. Sorry to bother you when you're busy. There's something I want you to make. Can I consult you? The next day, during the day, I visited Akari's room, as she had said her cafe job was off.
Sure, leave it to me. I'm not busy, so I'll prioritize that for you. So what do you want? From the way you said it, it doesn't sound like an accessory.
Prefacing with, I hope it's simple, I handed the materials I had prepared to Akari. I really did have a game party with Shinya after that. Ryo and sometimes the women joined in if it was early, and we started playing games together. A month had passed. Mahiru, actually. One day, while living peacefully after the new year, my mug that was in the common kitchen went missing while I was consulting her. Mahiru, I'm sorry. It seems my mug has gone missing.
Really? That's terrible. I'll listen, so come in.
Mahiru welcomed me warmly as I suddenly showed up.
I thought your problem was solved, Yuta, but not yet, huh?
If someone were to steal my personal items, isn't there a high possibility it's Shinya who hates me? These words from Mahiru came from this intention. As if shooting Mahiru from behind as she showed her back, I pulled the trigger of the device I had hidden. Response detected, huh? That confirms it. No, it's solved now. My mug is in this room. At those words, Mahiru stopped in her tracks, turned around, and looked at the device in my hand with a puzzled face.
What are you saying? And what is that machine?
This is an RFID reader. It's a gadget that reads RFID tags from a distance. I put an RFID tag on the bottom of the cup, and Akari filled over it with thermoplastic of the same color. She's skilled. You didn't notice at all, did you?
RFID?
It's like GPS or a smart tag. However, this one is designed for use indoors or at relatively close range.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The reconciliation drama between me and Shinya a month ago. You remember it, right? That was a farce. I went to his room and we had a heart-to-heart talk. Yes, the room I knocked on that day was Shinya's. What is it at this hour? Sorry for the late hour, but it had to be this time. Since women are prohibited from entering. Huh? I'll be blunt, Shinya. I know you're not the culprit. Ugh, we can't talk here. Come in. So, who do you say is the culprit who stole your underwear? Shinya said that to me after letting me in. Honestly, at this point, I couldn't say he wasn't guilty, but those words changed him to almost innocent, because... Underwear? Ah, by laundry I meant my undershirt, so it wasn't boxers that were stolen. Huh? What the hell? I thought someone was a pervert doing disgusting things night after night. Don't laugh. If laundry is stolen, boxers are the standard. Besides, you're the one who used confusing phrasing. He had misunderstood the laundry I had stolen as boxers. He was blushing furiously and angry. Seeing that face, I was almost convinced. There was no proof, but as a suspect for stealing my underwear, he was almost certainly innocent. Well, even at that time, I thought you were more suspicious than him, though. Since I thought it was either him or you, I was relieved to tell him my thoughts. She seems to be trying to calm down, but Mahiru has been blinking a lot for a while now. Blinking a lot happens when someone is nervous or lying. Remembering Ryo saying that casually when I was accompanying his play practice, I continued. There are 3 reasons why I thought you were suspicious. First, your face when consulting. When I consult you or ask you to rely on me, you make a very happy face. However, there's a big possibility you were just trying to reassure us. So that alone didn't bother me that much. What started to snag was that I felt something was wrong with the lights in the middle of the night. About half a month after I moved in, I met you in the living room late at night, Mahiru. That day, you said you were watching to see if anyone was acting suspiciously, meaning you were lying in wait for the culprit. But when I think about it, it's strange. If you're keeping watch, it's more reliable to wait with the lights off. If the lights are on, the light reaches the hallway to some extent. Considering the possibility that the culprit noticing someone is there would turn back to their room or pretend to do something else, it's more natural to wait with the lights out. The third reason I deepened my suspicion that it might be you is the security cameras. The position of the security camera in the laundry room where my shirt went missing. In that position, it's impossible to steal without being seen. Nevertheless, the culprit stole it boldly. That's because they are convinced that checking the footage won't happen for just one missing male shirt. Unless you're on the management side, it's difficult to have that conviction. Judging from your tone, it seemed no one knew that fact except me. I can only guess about your motive, but it's probably a match pump scheme for trouble. By sowing the seeds of discord through the loss of personal items, you wanted consultation to come to you. However, since Akari was easygoing about the loss, it didn't develop into trouble. The day I met you in the kitchen at night, you weren't monitoring, you were rummaging, right? At that time, you saw the budding trouble between me and Shinya. And taking advantage of this, you switched the scenario from the loss of women's items to the loss of my items. When I told this story, Shinya also nodded, saying it made sense. However, since there was no decisive evidence, he suggested seeing your reaction. If Mahiru is the culprit, she should show some agitation if we reconcile. And impressively, she showed us a somewhat strange smile that day. convinced that you were almost certainly guilty, I started moving to grasp the evidence. I thought that if I got into trouble with Shinya again while you were thinking of the next target, you would surely jump at it. The only personal items of mine you could steal were my laundry or the mug and chopsticks in the kitchen. I dealt with the laundry by watching it all the time, and as for the things in the kitchen, I put an RFID tag only in the mug because of its size. I thought maybe you wouldn't steal something that would cause immediate trouble if it was missing. I'm glad it was a bingo.
And then, what you said about being tired of Shinya complaining to you?
Sorry, that was a lie. My relationship with him is still good. It was necessary to make me your target. That farce was initially glossed over by momentum, but Ryo, being an actor, seemed to feel something was off. Shinya was told, "Your acting ability is hopeless, so I'll try to manage it," but perhaps unable to endure it, he quickly entered his reflection turn. He's a kind person at heart. Mahiru, you're addicted to the act of being consulted, am I wrong? It must have hit the mark. Mahiru's expression distorted rapidly, revealing her true nature.
I screamed that you tried to attack me, you know. Of course you'll deny it, but who will the management company trust? The manager or the new resident?
I told you I'm good with gadgets, right? Of course, I'm recording. Besides, I'm not the only witness. Responding to my words, Akari and Shinya peeked their faces from the left and right of the door behind me.
I never thought Mahiru was that kind of person.
Amazing! Yuta, you're amazing! Faced with 3 witnesses, Mahiru collapsed on the spot. As a result of reporting to the management company and the police, Mahiru was arrested on suspicion of theft. Furthermore, during the interrogation, it was revealed that she had repeated similar match pump schemes in the past.
Everyone relies on me. Otherwise, it's a lie, because I'm the manager. If not, I'll end up alone.
As the result of a psychiatric evaluation, Mahiru was committed to a hospital. I received a profuse apology from the management company. A new manager will be dispatched soon. Meanwhile, we were cleaning the kitchen where Mahiru's baking tools were gone. Okay, this is the last of it. Alright, it's clean now. Shinya, I heard from Akari, but you really clean in detail. Shinya and I have gotten along strangely well since that farce. Hey, Yuta, I was really sorry about back then. How many times have you said that? I don't mind anymore.
I might not be able to completely hate Mahiru.
Me too. With the fabricated loss incident, I was worried about being suspected. But despite being a victim, all I remember are good memories. I didn't see the scene directly, so I feel that way even more. That's true. There were lies, but maybe she just wanted to be relied on. Besides, it's true that she was a big sister to everyone in the share house. Everyone might harbor some distortion. Sometimes it manifests as a bad deed. But when you overcome that, a true bond is probably formed.
Yeah, maybe I'll bake sweets this time, for everyone. No. Maybe I'll make a special version just for Yuta. Valentine's Day is coming soon.
The atmosphere suddenly became noisy. In a share house where a wide variety of people live, we sense the arrival of spring a little early.
I hope you all enjoyed this story. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.